famous lines of dialogue. The Writers Guild once did a program in which they took billboards around L.A. with classic lines from films, and they said, somebody wrote that. And it was like, if you're going to shoot a man in the groin, make sure you don't do it in Texas, from Thelma and Louise. All the great lines. I came for the waters. There are no waters in Casablanca. I was misinformed. Anyway, all those lines, all those writers. And they asked me about Bigger Boat, and I declined. I said I don't want to take credit for that line because I think Roy ad-libbed it. That's what I believe that. Years passed. People say, Bigger Boat, I love that line. I say, yeah, Roy was great. Then I see one of the fans, now the world of online fan stuff has become big. About 5-6 years ago, somebody points me at a Jaws documentary making of, in which Scheider says, no, that line was always in the script. I didn't write that. So the documentary voice says, well, how did it wind up where it is? And Scheider, and this was new information for me. Now I've been declining. I've been declining credit for all this time. And Scheider explains, he says, we always needed a bigger boat for the production. The Zanuck and Brown were stingy, and they got an inadequate support boat for when we were shooting on the water. And it was, every time something went wrong, they would blame it on the support boat because they lost the cable, something fell in the water, it was too far away. And we literally needed a bigger boat. And a month into production, or when we were getting delays from this piece of crap that they were using, Zanuck and Brown relented and chartered the boat that they should have had from the beginning of the production, which was an ocean-going tug called the Whitefoot. And that made all the difference in the world. It was the correct choice. But we're going to need a bigger boat was in the script because the Orca is a small boat in Jaws. But it became a catchphrase for any time anything went wrong. So if somebody muffed a line on the set, or if somebody dropped a prop, no, it didn't have to be on the boat. It could have been in the living room, or it could have been in the town. Somebody would say, "Oh, great, we're going to need a bigger boat," because they were filming. And 2 months of the schedule was taken up with shooting what was supposed to be open ocean. So there were a lot of screw-ups, and the line was always, "We're going to need a bigger boat." So
somehow through that process, it found its way into the script.
It found its way at the precisely correct moment. Roy said it, probably for the 20th time, but it was movie magic. It was the right time, so incredibly the right time that it became. I wish I could claim credit for it.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.